Plaintiff Ellen Francis says the safety manager of her fire dancing troupe lit her hair on fire. She's suing for $1,000 for emotional distress and the cost of a haircut on the hair she still has. Defendant Jessica Greiner says Ellen knows what the safety rules are, but didn't follow them. And that's not Jessica's fault.
Ellen, you are suing Jessica for $1,000. Why?
Because Jessica lit my hair on fire.
She lit your hair on fire.
She did.
Were you arguing?
No. So we are a group of fire performers.
Oh, you're fire performers.
Yes, we specialize.
Well, let me introduce you here to Najee, who is a New York City firefighter.
Oh, well, that's perfect.
Okay, so
glad to have you here.
Hopefully you won't need me today.
Oh,
Yes.
maybe not. I don't know. So we are a team of fire performers. We offer fully insured fire performances and choreographed acts together.
Oh, okay.
I actually started this team in 2016. It started as a little side hobby that has grown into my passion and a large part of my income.
What makes you say, you know what, I think I'll play or dance with fire?
Yeah, it does sound a little weird.
What is it about that?
It's very intriguing. So I saw someone doing it,
Okay.
performing at a festival,
Yeah.
and I was just drawn in and mesmerized by it. It seemed like a beautiful craft to learn, and I just picked it up as a hobby, and it just flourished from there.
When you first learn how to do it, I assume
I was not good.
I assume you burn yourself
Oh,
the
yeah.
first few times.
Yeah, so you always take certain safety precautions, but yes, you do get burned. Play with fire, you're gonna get burned. It happens.
Wouldn't that, like the second time you burned yourself, say, you know what, maybe I'll take up tennis?
That's not fun enough.
Okay.
Where's the thrill in that?
There is, that's, I guess, a publicity photo of you guys?
Yes.
Oh, so you performed together, or at least in this case, you've performed together. Do we have a video of your performance?
I believe we do have some content.
Wow. That was very good.
Nice.
What is all this that I'm looking at?
These are the tools that we use, actually.
Okay.
You know, you saw some of these even just featured in the video.
Yeah.
You know, the hula hoops that we were using. This is a fire blanket, so you always have a person there watching you, you know, to make sure that you don't
That they'll
catch
run
on
out
fire
and throw
or
a blanket over you if you're
Exactly,
burning.
yeah. And additionally, you know, we have these spray bottles. You know, what's the opposite of fire? Water, right? So we
Yeah.
can spray our hair down and.
Do you normally spray your hair before you go out there and do it?
Yes, especially when we're wearing, you know, hair that's down. Sometimes we'll pull it back, you know, most of the time, but
Yeah.
depending on the outfit, you want your hair down. So.
Yeah.
And even there's one more, you know, when we're feeling really crazy, and you saw at the end.
Oh,
eat
yeah.
With these ones.
Yeah, you have, that's a hot drink. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that made me want spicy food, don't you think?
What do you put in your mouth so that when that goes in, it doesn't scald you?
Well, the cool thing about mouths are we already have a lot of spit in there. So
Yeah.
honestly, just coating your mouth with your spit, licking your lips.
If there is a mistake, couldn't you just burn your esophagus?
You could, and terrible things do happen to people. That's why we take proper training all before doing something like that.
Okay, so what happened?
So we were booked for a festival, and we were all deciding that we were going to have our hair half up and half down. It was mainly Jessica's idea, but she can tend to be a little bossy, and I think some people are a little scared to stand up to her sometimes. Basically, she pretty much forced us into this hairstyle, and I didn't want to make a fuss of it, so I agreed. My hair is a little bit frizzier than hers, obviously, so it catches on fire a little bit easier, so I was very nervous going into this. So we were getting ready for the performance, we were running late, we were rushing down to the performance area. I began performing first, so it was my turn to go first. So I asked Jess if I could use the spray bottle here to spray down my hair. And she was so stressed out that we were like running late that she literally just told me to go. She was like, go, you'll be fine. So I went out and started performing. She later entered the circle and went behind me. All of a sudden, my hair is on fire. People are yelling and screaming my name. I don't know what happened. She was behind me. I'm pretty sure she bumped into me because she's bumped into me before.
No, Your Honor, that time, that is not true. That's not what happened.
She has bumped into me a lot.
Honestly, Your Honor.
Yes, what do you want to add to?
Honestly, this is not the first time this has happened. I've witnessed on multiple occasions Jessica bump into Ellen. She's lit her hair on fire 2 other times prior to this, so it's, really just a pattern of behavior with her, and quite frankly, I feel like she's just jealous because, Ellen started the troop and Jess is the manager, but she kind of is always trying to show Ellen up and steal the limelight.
If this is a problem, you said twice before it happened, why would you ask her for the next performance? She's not the only fire eater in the county, is she?
That's true, she's not, but it is hard to find people that have insurance. It's a big part of being a performer is you want to be insured.
Yeah.
It's hard to find people that take it seriously, are organized. As much as she annoys me and she literally lit my hair on fire, but she is good at running the troop and making sure operations are filled out.
Yeah, this is good.
Thank you, Ellen, for saying that. I was going to add that myself. I'm an integral part of this team, and why wouldn't they want to replace me? Didn't you just see those videos? I'm quite talented. When I became a member of the troop, year maybe so later, the current lead that Ellen was starting the troop with, she moved. So the opportunity was open, they needed the help, and I stepped up with all my organization. I'm committed. It would just fit. And so I became a lead with Ellen, and honestly, I'm irreplaceable.
This was not an accident.
Well,
She is obviously jealous and has been jealous of me, and literally did not let me use the spray bottle. Like,
it's
why?
also Jess's responsibility to take care of the safety of the troop. She's the one that brings all those things. She's the one that needs to give us those things.
And Your Honor, I actually went through a lot of emotional duress through this process. I had to be in therapy.
Yes.
To be able to try to move forward from this. It was actually very difficult on me. I had to take 2 months off of performing, which took a major hit into my income. In addition to that, I had to get a $200 haircut in order for my hair to look presentable.
She's saying you set her hair on fire.
Right, and that's completely not true. And actually, I do have video evidence.
Well, let's see the evidence of you not
Thank you.
setting the hair on fire. Oh.
See, I did not bump into her like she's claiming.
Oh, that's on the left. That's you,
That's
the
all
plaintiff,
her.
and her hair's going on fire at that point.
Lighting her own hair on fire.
Your hair's on fire there.
Yeah, it is.
So, and she's nowhere near you at that point.
Yes, Your Honor, she is not near me, but this whole incident could have been completely avoidable if she had taken the time to let me use the spray bottle and hadn't forced me out onto the stage.
Here's what I see. When you decide as adults, I want to be a professional entertainer, you are assuming certain risks which go with that career.
Yes.
So, for example, let's say I was good enough and I wanted to be a professional baseball player. If when I get to bat, the pitcher throws an inside pitch that hits me and I am maybe even out for the season, I can't sue him because as soon as I put on the uniform and step into the batter's box, I am assuming the risk of being a baseball player.
I suppose so.
You guys are, well, it's more than a suppose, but in the end, she didn't set your hair on fire. So I admire your work and your skill. I really do. That's very entertaining. I watched it. It's pretty cool. So I wish you the best of luck. But I can't rule for you because she's not responsible. Case dismissed.
I still think Jess owes money to me or something. She still was in the wrong. I don't think that she should get away with this.
I didn't even deserve to be here. What a big waste of my time.
Honestly, I just wish that Jess wouldn't let her jealousy get the best of her.
I mean, if anything, they're jealous. I am clearly talented and they clearly need me. So, no.
Aaron Berg says his friend and podcast co-host came over for a housewarming party, but instead of bringing a gift, the defendant brought a can of urine that he poured all over the plaintiff's driveway, then rubbed cigar ashes into the deck. Now Aaron's suing for $5,000 for damage to his home and emotional distress. Geno Bisconte says he spends a lot of time in his car, and rather than stop for a bathroom break, he often uses an old can to answer nature's call. He denies dumping the can in the driveway and says the plaintiff is being dramatic.
Aaron, you are suing Geno.
He came over to my home and ashed cigar all over our brand new deck, rubbed it in with his feet. There's severe damage done to the deck, and then also, for some reason, poured urine all over the driveway and did damage to the driveway.
All over.
How do you pour it all over the driveway? What was your
That's
means?
a great question. I'd love to hear this.
No, but what was the means of him pouring it?
Well, apparently
Did he have a
likes to
hose?
urinate in his own vehicle and store it in a coffee can and then
not
pour
true.
it out at a later date.
So you're saying he had urine in a can,
Yes,
and he came to your party and he poured it on the driveway.
before leaving. It was kind of a going away present he left me.
Do you have a bathroom in your house?
We have 3, Your Honor.
Okay, time out.
I moved
How do you
to-
guys know each other?
We go way back. I immigrated to this great country of ours 10 years ago from Canada. Lived here very poor for years, and it was always my dream to make it as a comedian and podcaster.
Yes.
At one point, I met Mr. Bisconte. We were roasting child star Ricky Schroeder at the
sure.
famous Friars Club in
Yeah.
New York. We became fast friends. We decided to start a podcast together.
Did he have a bladder problem at that time?
Not that I was aware of, Your Honor.
Still don't.
He was a heavy drinker. I've been sober for 8 years. He's been drinking nonstop.
Quitter.
And he's a very free spirit, apparently.
I'm a
That
social drinker, Your Honor.
Yeah, and you're social most of the time.
I'm very social.
and didn't know that he was going to turn out to be such a bum.
So what? Okay, so you had this party?
A lovely party. We
So it wasn't
invited.
just-
Geno was the first person we invited over because he's so special. He spoke at my wedding. I have a lovely wife and a daughter that I take care of. And he came over. I gave him a beautiful cigar. Gave him, when he came to my housewarming, empty-handed.
What kind of cigar?
A Padron, 75-year-old Padron.
Okay.
Beautiful cigar. You can see the ashes of it all over my Trex deck. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
He smokes the cigar. He's very shaky. He ashes on the ground, then rubs it in with his feet. And I go, "What are you doing?"
Okay, this is.
I
ash-
did this.
That's correct.
This is the ashes rubbed in with his feet.
Yes.
And what's that?
I'm gathering his urine, Your Honor.
Whoa,
Is there oil in my urine?
I don't know what
Well,
you
I
drink.
tell you what, that's the color of your urine. You don't belong in court, you belong at a urologist.
I assure you my
That's-
urine did not do this.
I'm not saying he didn't pour urine, but that's not
That
urine.
was the area where it was poured. I did not know it was urine initially. I thought it was coffee because I yelled to him. I go, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Coffee."
Yeah, but what? That's not even coffee. That's oil.
It looks horrible. I don't know what's wrong with his insides.
You're serious.
I'm being very serious. That's the damage done to the driveway. I don't know what else was in the coffee can.
That is not
Oh,
what
but you're saying what he poured.
That's correct.
Okay, so that could be more than urine. Maybe.
Well, yes, but I that's not my urine, I assure you, Judge.
What were you doing? Now, let's not even get into right now what
Okay.
the damage is.
Right.
Who goes to someone's home with a can of urine
Okay.
and spills it on their property?
I do a lot of driving, okay? And
Yeah.
I will gladly admit that sometimes when you're rushing around in traffic, you don't want to pull over. So I will urinate in a V8 bottle. Not a can, not a can.
I want to know why you spilled it. You poured it. You didn't just, it wasn't an accident.
I've provided video where he admits that he did, in fact, pour urine on my driveway.
Let's see the
I've
video.
submitted it into evidence.
Let's see the video.
There's cigar ashes all over the deck. He'll have like a full coffee left and just go in the garden. And I go, "What are you doing?" He's- Yeah.
The garden.
Dumps another coffee just on the driveway. I go, "What are you doing?" He's like, "It's gonna rain." It was, yeah.
I'm like, why don't I just dump it here? And of course, Aaron's like a hawk. What are you doing? Coffee. It was coffee.
Yeah.
Just dump it out this cold coffee.
Dumping a jar out of his car
I was
on
marking my
the
territory.
driveway.
We talk about intelligent stuff too.
He
My
doesn't
point-
take life seriously, Your
I
Honor.
Well, I
don't.
could
He
tell,
takes
but go
life too
ahead.
seriously, Your Honor.
But you did do that, didn't you?
The picture he painted, if I may, is that I showed up and went like this and aggressively. I was leaving, there was some urine, and I just dumped it out on his grass because that's what you do. And
No,
I didn't
he's
think
saying
he,
it's
was
on
the
the
driveway.
driveway, not the grass.
either way, this guy is so uptight.
I have an estimate from a contractor company about how much it will cost to repair the driveway and the deck.
What has to be repaired on the driveway?
There are several stone pavers which need to be replaced. The Trex composite decking needs to be replaced. There's Flex Seal canisters required, Trex fasteners.
Yeah, but what you showed me is not urine on the driveway. There's no evidence that urine caused damage.
Are you a urine connoisseur, Your Honor?
I've been peeing for years.
Right. Now I'm gonna guess.
And at my age, a lot.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I'm going to take a break in a moment. Wait, I got a can.
I don't know what else was in that
stop.
can.
This is deteriorating.
I have an article, Your Honor, that proves that urine is very difficult to get out of the driveway.
I see that. Okay. There is no proof that his urine or...
He admits that he poured it out on the driveway.
But that may not be the reason it is there. That looks like an oil stain. I see no evidence that his pouring of urine on the driveway caused any damage. Your job in filing a suit is to prove that what he poured from that can is what caused that. You haven't done that. Now, that's number one. I don't have proof of it. You sued for $5,000.
That's correct.
If it is just for damages, I would dismiss it because there's not enough proof that he caused the damage. However, I'm not dismissing all of it. And the reason I'm not is because you may think it's funny, but I think it's malicious intent to go to someone's house, invited to a party, and pour anything, even if it didn't cause damage. Peeing on someone's property that isn't yours, and it's not an emergency. Now I'm saying that because I find that malicious intent, I'm going to not give any money because of damages, but I am going to give you $250 to teach you a lesson about not going to people's houses and doing that, even if you caused no damage at all. $250 for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ridiculous.
You can only hope that he gets on the right track.
Look, you've made me a little more responsible, not when it comes to your driveway, but I'm making him a little less uptight. And you're seeing this as we move forward in the podcast. Great dude, great dude. Insanity is what makes him tick, and I'm trying to make him a little looser.